Have you ever noticed that your mind keeps talking? Even when you desperately want silence, you lie down at night, exhausted from the day, your body is tired, your eyes are heavy. But the moment your head touches the pillow, your mind suddenly wakes up. It remembers conversations from years ago. It replays embarrassing moments. It worries about tomorrow. It imagines problems that don't even exist. And before you know it, an hour has passed. Then another, and another. The strange part is this: most people believe they are thinking because they have problems. But according to the Buddha, you are not suffering because you have problems. You are suffering because your mind has become addicted to thinking. Read that again. Not addicted to social media. Not addicted to entertainment. Not addicted to other people. Addicted to thinking. And the most dangerous thing about this addiction is that almost nobody realizes they have it. Today, we are going to uncover one of the most profound and hidden insights found within Buddhist wisdom. An insight that explains why your mind never stops, why peace feels so far away, why happiness seems temporary, and why no amount of success, money, relationships, or achievements can fully quiet the noise inside your head. Because the battle you are fighting is not outside. It is happening within. And once you understand what the Buddha discovered over 2,500 years ago, you may never look at your thoughts the same way again. So take a deep breath. Stay until the end. Because this teaching has the power to change the way you experience every single day of your life. Let's begin. Imagine standing beside a river. The water is flowing naturally. You don't try to stop it. You don't try to control it. You simply watch. Now imagine that every thought in your mind is like that river. Thoughts come, thoughts go, but somewhere along the way, most people forgot how to watch the river. Instead, they jumped into it. Every thought became important. Every emotion became an emergency. Every worry became reality. And every fear became a prediction of future. This is where suffering begins. The Buddha observed something extraordinary about the human condition. He noticed that people rarely experience life directly. Instead, they experience their thoughts about life. Think about that. You are drinking coffee, but your mind is somewhere else. You are spending time with family, but your mind is replaying yesterday. You are walking through a beautiful day, but your mind is worrying about next week. Your body lives in the present, but your mind lives almost everywhere except the present. And because of this, many people miss their entire lives while trying to think their way to happiness. Modern psychology is beginning to confirm what Buddhist teachings understood centuries ago. The human brain has a default mode. When it has nothing specific to focus on, it starts wandering. It starts creating stories, analyzing situations, predicting outcomes, revisiting memories, generating endless mental commentary. The brain believes it is helping, but often it is creating unnecessary suffering. Have you ever noticed how a small problem can become enormous after hours of thinking? A simple comment from someone, a mistake at work, a disagreement with a friend. The event itself may last only seconds, but the mind can replay for weeks. The Buddha compared this to being struck by two arrows. The first arrow is the actual event. The second arrow is everything your mind adds afterward. The fear, the resistance, the endless analysis, the self-judgment, the story, and surprisingly, the second arrow often hurts far more than the first. This is why two people can experience the same situation but suffer completely different amounts. One accepts reality and moves forward. The other fights reality in their mind for months. The event is identical. The thinking is different, and that difference changes everything. But here is the hidden truth most people never discover. The goal is not to stop thinking. Many people misunderstand Buddhist teachings. They imagine enlightenment means having a completely blank mind, no thoughts, no emotions, no mental activity. But that is not what the Buddha taught. Thoughts are natural. Thoughts are not the enemy. The problem begins when you believe every thought. Imagine a stranger knocks on your door. Would you invite every stranger into your house? Of course not. Yet most people invite every thought into their minds. Every fear gets welcomed. Every insecurity gets a seat at the table. Every negative prediction is treated like fact. The Buddha's hidden answer begins here. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness observing them. This single realization can transform your life, because the moment you understand this, you create space. Space between you and your fear. Space between you and your anxiety. Space between you and your anger. And inside that space, freedom begins to grow. For years, many people believe they are trapped by their minds. But what if the prison door has been open the entire time? What if the voice in your head is not your master? What if it never was? The Buddha invited people to investigate their experience directly, not blindly believe, not blindly follow, but observe. Watch your thoughts. Notice how they appear. Notice how they disappear. Notice how even the loudest worry eventually fades away. This simple observation reveals something astonishing. Thoughts are temporary, but awareness remains. Thoughts change. Awareness remains. Emotions change. Awareness remains. Circumstances change. Awareness remains. And the more deeply you understand this truth, the less control your thoughts have over you. But there's another reason your mind never stops thinking. A reason that is even deeper. A reason connected to desire, identity, and the endless search for control. And once the Buddha uncovered this hidden mechanism, everything became clear. The Buddha discovered that beneath endless thinking lies something even more powerful than thought itself. Attachment. Most people believe they think because they need answers, but often they think because they cannot let go. Think about how much of your mental energy is spent trying to hold on to something. A past relationship, a mistake, a dream, an expectation, a version of yourself, or even an imagined future that has not happened yet. The mind becomes restless whenever reality refuses to match its expectations. And this is where suffering quietly enters. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze it, the more it slips through your fingers. Life works the same way. The more desperately we try to control everything, the more anxious we become. The more we demand certainty, the more fear we create. The more we cling to outcomes, the more our minds refuse to rest. The Buddha taught that attachment is not love. Attachment is the fear of losing. Love brings peace. Attachment brings anxiety. Love allows freedom. Attachment demands control. And when the mind becomes attached to an outcome, it starts working overtime. It calculates. It predicts. It worries. It obsesses. It never stops. Not because it is solving problems, but because it is trying to control what cannot be controlled. This is why some of the most successful people in the world still struggle with inner turmoil. They achieve what they thought would bring peace. The promotion, the money, the recognition, the status. Yet the mind continues searching, continues worrying, continues wanting more. Because the real problem was never outside. The problem was a belief that peace would come from outside. The Buddha offered a radically different perspective. He taught that peace is not something you create. It is something you uncover. It is already there beneath the noise. Imagine a lake during a storm. The surface is chaotic. Waves crash in every direction. The water appears disturbed. But deep below the surface, there is stillness. The mind is the same. Most people spend their entire lives trying to calm the waves. The Buddha taught people how to discover the depth beneath them. This is why mindfulness is so powerful. Not because it magically removes problems, but because it reconnects you with the part of yourself that exists beyond those problems. When you become aware of your thoughts without becoming trapped by them, something remarkable happens. The mind loses its grip. The storm begins to settle. You realize that many thoughts are simply mental habits. Not truths, not facts, not reality, just habits. A thought says, "I'm not good enough." You observe it. A thought says, "Something terrible might happen." You observe it. A thought says, "I'll never be happy." You observe it. And gradually, you stop treating every thought as a command. You begin seeing thoughts for what they truly are, temporary visitors. This shift changes everything. Because your quality of life is not determined by how many thoughts you have. It is determined by your relationship with those thoughts. The Buddha understood something that many people still overlook today. The mind becomes stronger when it is trained. Just as a muscle grows through consistent exercise, awareness grows through consistent practice. Mental strength is not the absence of difficulty. Mental strength is remaining centered during difficulty. Anyone can feel calm when life is easy. Wisdom appears when life becomes challenging, when uncertainty arrives, when disappointment appears, when things do not go according to plan. Can you remain present then? Can you remain aware then? Can you remain peaceful then? That is where true growth begins. And here is the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop trying to force your mind into silence, it often becomes quieter naturally. The moment you stop fighting every thought, thoughts lose their power. The moment you stop chasing peace, peace begins finding you. Many people spend years searching for answers in the outside world, but the Buddha pointed in a different direction, inward, not because the world has nothing to offer, but because the greatest transformation starts within. The person who masters their own mind possesses a power greater than external success, because circumstances will always change. People will come and go. Opportunities will appear and disappear. The economy will rise and fall. The future will remain uncertain. But a calm mind can move through all of it. A clear mind can adapt. A disciplined mind can endure. A wise mind can remain free. So, the next time your mind starts racing, pause, take a breath, observe. Notice the thought without becoming the thought. Notice the fear without becoming the fear. Notice the worry without becoming the worry. Remember what the Buddha discovered. You are not the storm. You are the sky in which the storm appears. The clouds may come. The clouds may go. But the sky remains. Always. And perhaps that is the hidden answer you've been searching for all along. Your mind never stops thinking because it's been trained to chase, control, compare, fear, and cling. But through awareness, mindfulness, wisdom, and understanding, you can train it differently. You can step out of the endless cycle. You can find clarity in confusion, peace in uncertainty, strength in difficulty, and freedom in the very place where you once felt trapped. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on it today. Which thought have you been holding on to that no longer serves you? Which fear have you mistaken for reality? Which story have you repeated so often that it feels true? Perhaps today is the day to let it go. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today, because your life is happening now. Not in yesterday's regrets. Not in tomorrow's worries. Now. And the more present you become, the more alive you become. Thank you for watching. If you found wisdom, peace, or inspiration in this teaching, please support the channel by liking this video, sharing it with someone who may need it, and subscribing for more timeless Buddhist wisdom and life-changing teachings. Welcome to the journey of awareness, inner peace, and self-mastery. This is Wisdom Hub Buddha. And remember, the greatest victory is not conquering the world. The greatest victory is conquering your own mind.